Hello, rockers and Mercuryans. Rock Mercury here. Welcome to the Rock Mercury podcast. Okay, I'm having some, it's like a pizza style rice in a way. It's rice and amaranth on the bottom. Then I put pizza toppings on top of it, which is like red onions, Kalamata olives, Rayo's sauce with some rosemary, thyme, um, red bell pepper. I think I said that. I don't know. And I just baked it. And I figured, why not try that as pizza since I love pizza so much. But dough is not always the best thing to eat because it's like a lot of wheat is not good for the digestive tract and it's just a lot of processedness. So my first time trying it, I don't know how it's gonna be. But I'm also drinking some green juice with it. I was gonna just sit and watch some YouTube, but I was like, no, I've been off after being banned from from TikTok for like what, a week. I figured it was time. I might as well come on here and use all the time I can when I'm not banned. And I want to talk about a few things. But one of the things is a video I just watched about Candace Owens' opinion on the Black Mermaid. Like on the new Little Mermaid with Haley Bailey, who I love and I've done commercials with. She's amazing to work with, very professional. She's one of Beyonce's icons that she's been mentoring. Love, love, love her. Oh my gosh, you guys! I think I just did my hair. My hands a little bit shea buttery, so I don't know if I can open this jar. My sister's the strongest person on earth, and she like tighten this, and I don't know if I can open it. I don't know, especially with the shea butter. Oh, I think I'm screwed. I think I am. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know how I'm gonna open this, you guys. Oh my gosh, she got me. She got me, y'all. This is the mouse pad I used to use. Remember I used to use mouse pads. Anyway, I'm putting this food on there because it's kind of hot still. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to open this drink. I'm telling you, I call my sister She-Hulk. I'm like, girl, you be having too much strength. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, I got it open. I got it open. Whew, goodness. So this is the green drink she made. It's very healthy. Lots of greens in there. See, if the drink doesn't separate, it's probably not healthy for you. Probably has fillers and all kind of stuff. So it's good that it was separated. Now I mixed it. Oh my gosh. Angel is laughing at me. Angel said the notifications are working. Yeah, it's High Rock. Thank you, Angel. I'm so glad they're working. TikTok is finally in my favor for a moment. Let's not hold our breath. Hopefully this conversation about the Little Mermaid won't get us suspended again. But I don't really have anything bad to say. I mean, I love Halle Bailey, and Chloe Bailey. I love them both. I think they're both icons. Their voices are from the heavens. I don't even need to compare them to Beyonce. I don't understand why people do that. Beyonce supports them, so I leave it at that. They're their own people, and I'm very happy for her to be the Little Mermaid. But Candace Owens made a good point. She made a good point in that the original Little Mermaid is white and has red hair, and the red hair community, the ginger community, it's a minority. Like, it's very rare to have red hair. It's not a normal thing that it's not like a lot of people have it. Like, I think red hairs are beautiful. Red hair people are gorgeous. There's been quite a few of them who I've had very big crushes on. Very big crushes on who I thought were super hot. And so like, I don't have anything against red hair people. And I don't know why I even said that, but I feel like you have to be extra careful with anything you say nowadays. But yeah, I don't. Like, I think red hair people are very beautiful. But I understand what Candace is saying. Like, why can't they get this movie? Why can't they be the red hair person in the Disney movie? Like, why not? By the way, this is vegan. Somebody said the animals deserve to live. I do believe the animals deserve to live, but right now we're talking about Disney's Little Mermaid. That's very tasty. Okay. Amaret's wild rice. with pizza toppings. I put some olive oil on there to toast it a bit. Tastes like pizza. But texture is more, a little more mushed. Okay. I'm happy with this. Very happy with this. Enough seasoning too. So, anyway, basically what she was saying is they're just going out their way to make everything different. Everything has to be black or whatever. And I get what she's saying, but let's not pretend as if Halle Bailey can't sing. Halle Bailey doesn't know how to sing. She has no idea how to sing, but she knows how to sing with the A and G. She could sing anybody under the table. And so Ariel needs to sing. It's a musical. And I think the vocals that Halle Bailey is going to give are worth her not being white and red ginger. I mean, there's some whitehead red ginger people who are like white redhead ginger people who could sing amazingly, I'm sure. But Halle Bailey is already a star, and she looks beautiful in this movie. So I'm happy to see it no matter what. But I do understand what Candace Owens says. I get it. I get what she's saying. Like, can't they get a movie too? This is the one thing they had. What is a character? There's a redhead character out there. Like, I don't know any of the characters, especially in Disney. So shout out to my gingers out there. Contrary to South Park beliefs, gingers do have souls, and they deserve to have movie roles. So I'll leave it at that. Francis says, do you like Candace Owens? I don't like Candace Owens. I love Candace Owens. I love her, and I've told her that. She's amazing. She's the voice of our generation. And I'm very thankful for her contribution and her bravery to even speak about what she speaks about. Francis says, hi, Rock. I've missed seeing you. Thank you. Good to see you. That guy says, animal deserves to live. I already answered that one. T. Brown says, hey, Rock. Good to see you. Good to see you too, T. Brown. Thank you for coming by for lunch. Ranger says, I like your shirt. Well, gotta get a Goodwill. $4 or $5, something like that. It's a cute sweater. To the back of it. I just did a little video where I show off the shirt, the pants, and my shoes. I'm gonna be wearing these again for my walk. They're very comfortable. I'm excited for it. Amanda says, you're too cute. Thank you, Amanda. Angel says, Rock, is that pizza? Well, it's not pizza, but it's like a healthier version of pizza. Like, I put wild rice and amaranth my sister made me, and I put the pizza toppings on top of it. Because I figured that's like a healthy way to have what I want, which I wanted pizza. But now I have like the amaranth, because amaranth is very digestible, so is wild rice. So I'm like, let me go ahead and just live my life. I got some Kalamata olives, red onions, red bell pepper, vegan cheese, Rayo sauce. Thank you, T Brown. T Brown says, the shoes you bought yesterday, yes. I got it from Ross. S-Dub says, where is the papaya? Is what I want to know. I almost bought one yesterday, but on the way back from Ross, I wanted to get home because my sister was making French toast, and so I rushed home. I was like, let me get the papaya later. So I'll probably get it today or tomorrow, I'm not sure. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you, S-Dubs. Hope you're doing well as well. Medad Sports says, thoughts on candy corn? It's pretty, but I don't think it's edible. But I like the aesthetics of candy corn. I'm here for the aesthetics, but I don't think it should be eaten at all. if I'm not mistaken, candy corn has gelatin in it. Let me see. Let me make sure before I start saying stuff that's not true. Candy corn ingredients. Ingredients. Okay, here we go. Let's see what's in this candy corn. I'm scared. Ingredients are sugar, corn syrup, confectioner's glaze, salt, cocoa powder, hydrogenated palm kernel oil, gelatin, honey, artificial flavor, sesame oil, yellow 6, yellow 5, red 3, soy lecithin, blue 1, and red 40. Yikes. Yikety yikes. So the gelatin part is the part that really bothers me. Everything else is bad too, but the gelatin part is literally just leftover pieces of animals, the hooves, the toes, the other like bones and stuff, and they just boil it all down to make a gelatinous mixture that they use for candies. And then they make it all pretty. Like, look at this pretty mango flavored candy. Look at it, so tasty. Don't you want to eat me? No, I don't want to eat you. I don't want to eat anything gelatin. Like, it's just the leftover animal pieces. Like, people think it's vegan, that candy's vegan. Candy isn't vegan. Some of it is, but not that one. So, if you see gelatin spelled Gelatin, run. Be a runner, be a track star. You gotta go. You gotta run from it. You gotta throw it away. And please don't give that candy out to kids. They don't know better for Halloween. That's why we're giving juice boxes out and pretzels. Hope no kids throw like eggs at us. Like, we want candy. What are these pretzels? What are these juice boxes? Ah! But our kids over here are really rich. These are rich kids in this area, so they should be more respectful, I hope. I don't know, that's not always the case. Angel says, OMG, LOL, you're wearing the zip down pants. I am, the ones that zip all the way down to the base. All the way down, it's craziness. Chef Abby says, hello. Hello, Chef Abby. Ranger says, you don't like making or have pizza with the deal with broccoli? What in the world? I don't know what that even means. But no, I don't like broccoli. Broccoli is not my favorite thing at all. Tastes disgusting. I don't even understand people who like broccoli. I'm like, do you have to imagine deliciousness? Can't stand it. I only eat it if it's the only thing available. Like, it's already on my plate. I don't like wasting food. So I'll put it down if I have to, just to not waste, but dang, I hate it. I would never order it. I would never buy it. Miss Virgo says, I'm going to Ross today looking for coats. Yes, Miss Virgo. Now, Miss Virgo, I did see some cool coats in the clearance section. Go straight to the clearance section. You never know what you can find, first of all. Second of all, you might want to go to Goodwill or Salvation Army. The coats, they're amazing. As long as you get a coat that you can wash, you're good. You know, even if you have to dry clean it, cheaper than buying like a really expensive coat. Everything I bought from Goodwill would have been so expensive new, but I got it all for under $80. And every piece would have been around $80. Well, some of them, most of the pieces. Miss Virgo says, Cloud. Couldn't relate, says, get Jelly Belly candy, corn flavored. That's literally gelatin, and I'm not interested. Lewis says, do you believe climate change is real? You know, if you asked me that a few years ago, I would immediately say, of course it is. But, I mean, the climate changes. This world used to be where you're sitting right now, where your house is, where you live, used to be covered in lava, molten lava for millions of years. And then it was covered in snow for millions of years too. So I just don't know. I really don't know. And I feel like the the left and the liberals. I'm not that I'm saying that I'm against liberals. I don't care what people believe because it's all politics are just made to divide people. So I'm not trying to go like liberals against conservatives. I don't care. I don't care about either one. But I do feel like there's a liberal agenda and then there's a conservative agenda. I don't know which one's right or wrong. Don't care. But I do feel like the liberal agenda is like the in the head front right now, and they're trying to utilize climate change as a way to like put fear into people. It seems. Um, it seems very like very tricky, very manipulative. So, and they're blaming people. Like I don't have an issue with people saying like, oh, it's your fault for climate change. Meanwhile, the corporations are the main ones creating the pollution that's destroying the world or affecting our air that we're breathing. We can't deny that there's literally islands of trash in the ocean. We can't deny that there's smog so thick that people have to wear masks in China and other places. We can't deny that. We also can't deny that there is a technology used by the U.S. government called HARP, HARP, that can control the weather or adjust and manipulate the weather. We can't deny any of this, and that's information that's out there. So I don't know. I don't care. I'm just trying my best to live my life and eat my pizza and make some art, make my new music. I can't, you guys. I really have tried, but I can't. But I'm using my reusable straw, babies. Save the turtles. Until tomorrow when I use a plastic straw. Because I use both of them. I don't really care. But today we're saving the turtles. Chef Abby says, my neighbor gave out toothpaste and toothbrushes. Ooh. That's actually really smart because those kids are going to need toothpaste and toothbrushes after they eat all that candy and rot out their teeth. So that's sweet of them to do that. I'm sure the kids were pissed off. I'm sure the kids were like, we already have this. Like, why would you do this to us? Like, we came to your home and knocked on your door and this is what we get? Is this the thanks that I get for knocking on your door? Is it my fault that all of you... I can't even go that way. It's too many explicits. But I'm sure the kids were very mad at your neighbor. But I'm sure the parents were like, thank you. You know? Indian lady says, your name is Indian lady. That's the username, Indian lady. Shout out to all my Indians. You know? Shout out to all of them. I'm not talking about Native Americans. I'm talking about Indians from India. And we need to stop calling Native Americans Indians because that is so disrespectful. I don't even care if they accept it because it's just, I already went through this already, but how are you going to come to a different country? Think you're in India because you got lost, Columbus or whoever the heck did this. And then you call them Indians. And then we just stick with it even though they're Native Americans and they have all their tribal names. I don't understand how we've let this happen. Like even they say Native Indians on when you fill out paperwork and it says like, what's your race? I can't. Like no. It's so offensive. And my family is Cherokee. Like not Cherokee Indian, Cherokee Native American. So it's like, what? I just don't get how it makes me so upset. Anyway. How did I get on that? How did I even talk? What was I saying that you got me to that? I don't even know. Whatever, let's continue. Next thing. Hello from Indian lady. Oh, there we go. Indian lady says, hello from Alabama. New in your live. Okay, Indian lady. Hello. Hope you're having a great time in Alabama. And shout out to Alabama. Thank you for coming to my live. Thank you for being new. I put some random thing on here. What are these random words you said? Somebody, they just put random letters and words. I don't get that. Murdex says it's getting chilly down here. It's cold here too. It's definitely cold. That's why I have my sweater weather, baby. Prince Magnificent says hello, hello, hello. Angel says you said Indian lady. Oh, I was reading. Oh God, I was reading her username. Her username is Indian lady, so I was just reading it and responding to her. Steven says, can you cross your eyes? Probably. Angel says, that's how you got on the topic, lol. That's right, Angel, you're right. Thank you. Prince Magnificent says, were you an extra in a movie? You look familiar. I'm famous, if I look familiar. Prince Magnificent said on Netflix. How dare you call me an extra? Like, I would never be an extra. Like I always say, I'm the main event. And no matter if I have one line or 0 lines, the main event. So, but yes, I was in that show you're talking about on Netflix. Shout out to Netflix for giving me some big old money. They threw the bag at me. I got that money for a few days of work. Well, I think I worked like a week or 2 weeks on that project. For the little scenes I did. Like such small scenes. I literally worked for so long, you guys. Like some of the days were like 14-hour long. I'm like, are you serious? But it was fun. Ryan Murphy like has a good set, and he fed us well. We ate some good old food. We were chilling, having a good old time. I had no issue. And I got paid. Angel's laughing at me. Lozano says the Jeffrey Dahmer scene was the best. Oh, thank you so much. Well, I was just happy to be in it. King James, thank you, King James, for the hand heart. Thank you. Murdex says small scenes are better than no scenes. That's right. I love how when you guys first started telling me that I was in that show, I thought you guys were trying to read me to filth and say, "Oh, you look like a Jeffrey Dahmer like serial killer." Da, da, da. Like I thought you guys were trying to be mean to me, and so I kept denying it because I forgot I even did it. I literally forgot. I've done so many projects and I worked so much. I literally forgot. So thank y'all for letting me know. Also, the movie didn't have a name back then. When I first filmed it, there was no name for the project. It was like just a Netflix untitled project. So that'll do it. That's all it said. So when it came out, I had no idea. I had nothing I can tell you guys. I had no idea. I was there for my money. I said, run me my check. Run me my check, Ryan Murphy. And he did. He ran me my check. And I ran to the bank. It's Manet says, do you ever have non-vegan cravings? Honestly, I really don't. Like, no. Because anything I want to eat, I can make vegan. And I don't like dairy. I don't like meat. Like, I don't even like the texture or like the smell. Like, I know you guys are going to see me in this show that's going to come out where I do eat dairy and meat in the show. It's a cooking show. I think it may be out already. I'm just putting it out there already because they messed up my order. They messed up well, because of the nature of the show, they didn't make a vegan version. And if I didn't eat the food, which I immediately released, I won't say the words on here, but I did not digest that food. I'll say that. I'll just leave it at that. But I have to do what I have to do to make sure that my scene made it into the show. So you're gonna see that. It's a big show. So I don't think it's out already. I don't even know. I haven't watched it. We're supposed to have a watch party when it comes out. But it's like one of the biggest shows people watch. So you'll see me on there. I don't know what episode it is, but you'll see me on that show. But I told them I was vegan, but it wasn't that kind of show, like it's competition. And so they couldn't make me my own situation. I was with like I was at the main table too, so this is rough. But I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, that's Rock Mercury," and y'all caught me on these little shows. So this next show, you're gonna see me because I talk on this show, and I'm on there a lot on the episode, and so y'all are gonna see me and be like, "Oh, Rock Mercury's so hypocritical. Look at him not eating vegan food." I'm like, I was trying to make sure that I got my screen time and my publicity for all the work I did to even get on that show, and I was not about to lose it just so that I didn't, just so that I can like stand by whatever. I don't know. I was trying to get my money, not my money, but like my publicity at that point, because yeah, I was with a group of people in that table. You'll see. Yeah, y'all will probably tell me before I tell you that it comes out because I'm not even watching for it. I mean, my friend sent me the preview of the season that it's on. She said that like, oh, it's released, but I don't think it's airing yet. Like the preview's released, but I don't know if they're airing the actual episode yet. Hold on. Murdex says, wait, you're actually in the Dahmer series? I haven't checked it out. Yes, I am. I'm in it. Angel says, oh, Rock, have you seen the TikToker that makes sand art in small bottles? They're pretty cool. Sand art, okay. Never seen them before. I've seen other artists do bottle art with sand. I don't know this particular one on TikTok. The last one I saw was on Instagram. And I reposted it on my story. Prince Magnificent says, Ryan Murphy recycles most of his actors, LOL. A lot. Wait. Most of his actors a lot, yeah. I work with Ryan Murphy at least like 6 different times. At least. Probably more. So, he does recycle his people. And he remembers me every time I come. He remembers me. So, shout out to Ryan Murphy. Brent says, what are you eating? I'm eating some wild rice pizza dish that I made. Like wild rice and amaranth pizza. I'm trying to call it pizza, but it's not really pizza. But it's like pizza rice. Pizza rice, here we go. Anthony Swanson says, hey Rock. Hello, Anthony. Yo. I want to go on a walk next. I really want to go on a walk next. I think I might take you guys on the walk with me, but I'm going to cut this live off and start again. So I can go on a walk with you guys, because I'm ready to get some nature moments. Angel says, pizza rice. That needs a patent, LOL. Pizza rice, trademarked by Rock Mercury. With this particular pizza rice, it has amaranth and wild rice in it, so it's a little more heartier than a regular rice. If people were to do it with white rice, it might not be as good, but this is delicious. This is absolutely really good. Angel said, that's right, LOL, for real. T Brown says, I wish I wasn't working today, need a break. Take a break, T Brown. I hate that we have to work so much in this life. Why can't we just live? No. They have us out here slaving, y'all. Not me, though. I used to be slaving. But, I own my company now. But I'll tell you what, even when you own your own company, if you don't pick your clients, you will end up working way harder than you work at any job. if you don't pick good clients that you enjoy to work with, that you really like appreciate and respect you, then you'll be just as stressed as a regular job. And I learned that the hard way. So I got rid of a lot of my clients who were just disrespectful to the process. And now I feel much more peace. And now I have a much more selective process of who I work with going forward. Like I'm very client based. Like I need people who trust me and who I trust to work with. I recently blocked some ex people I used to work with. And it felt so good to just be done with that situation. It felt like, okay, cool, I can close this chapter. I felt the energy was off, you know? And people can blame you. They say, oh, well, this didn't work out and you didn't do this and you didn't. It's like, what are you talking about? Like other people outside your business can be like, oh, well, you just walked away from that and you should have did this, you should have done that. Only you know what the business situation is, if you're being respected, if you feel good in your business relationship, whether it's your boss or your coworkers, clients. Follow your intuition. Follow it. Because if you don't, you're going to buy yourself misery and be miserable at your job every day. You know? And resent yourself. So that's what I really feel. And sometimes it may not be that easy to like just walk away from certain situations because you have bills to pay and stuff. But at least make a plan to start shifting and evolving out of that position that makes you feel, you know, not supported or not respected in your work situation. OX Ambi says, right, so ghetto. It is the ghettoist. It's a ghettoist. Elijah Santos, his name? Elijah Santos says, where are you from? From Los Angeles. T Brown says, I live to work. I love working too. Or you live to work in a bad way, I'm thinking. Like you work too much. I don't know. Like I love the work I do, but I don't like working with people who are not on the same frequency of, not even the same frequency, but just like a evolving, a momentous frequency of building and creating something substantial. They don't have to think the same way I do. In fact, I hope they don't think the way I do. I hope they bring something else to the table. But I'm telling y'all, there's some people who just see the work world as a place to be vicious and vile, because that's the strong way to have a business or run a business. And I cannot work with those type of people. There's a lot of them. But it's the people who separate personal life from work life, so they can be all nice to their family and be a complete a-hole to their work people because it's work. No. Balance it out. If you're gonna be an a-hole, be an a-hole at both places. At least you're consistent. But I don't think there should be a separation. I think that if you have to separate it, then you have the wrong job. If you have to be a different person at work, you probably need to leave that work. Because it's not feeding your soul, and it becomes taxing to be somebody who you're not. Because hopefully in your home, you're like enjoying your home space, and you feel comfortable in yourself. Why can't you feel comfortable in yourself in your job? You know? J Rose says, I love you, Rock. What you eating? Thank you. I'm eating pizza rice. T Brown says, yes, work too much. Yeah, I'm sorry, T Brown. I'm so sorry that's happening. I hope that you can start, what's the word? That you can start figuring out and planning out an exit strategy or a way to lower the amount of work you're doing so you can enjoy this life. Because this life is a one-time situation. So we can't just wait till we retire when we're in our 80s or 70s. I don't know how it works with that. Um, but like, you have to find a way to enjoy your life right away because any day can be the last. So it's important to work out a strategy to get yourself out of that position. If you feel like it's a consistent every week, you're working too much every single week. Like my mom, she works a whole lot, but she really loves what she's doing, like really loves it. And she kind of enjoys the intensity of it. I work a lot too, but I love what I'm doing and I work for myself. And I work on my companies that I am passionate about. So if your situation is a space where you just really like you don't feel happy in it, there's nothing wrong with like brainstorming an exit strategy. You don't have to be reckless and be like, okay, I'm out of here. I'm peace out. I'm leaving today. You could do that too. I'm not judging that. You could do that. But I like the idea of like having security of your check as you start thinking about, okay, what can I do next? How can I exit out of this respectfully to yourself? If your company's not being respectful to you, then you don't have to tell them all the time. Because sometimes you tell them that you're going to be leaving soon, they'll fire you right away. So you don't always have to respect the company you work for. Nobody's forcing you to do a 2 weeks notice. It's like it's what do you call it? Procedure. Like it's common procedure, common practice to do that, but you don't have to do that. And I suggest that some people don't do a 2 weeks notice because you don't know if your job is just gonna fire you last minute, like just right then. Your budget doesn't even work out. Like you're like, I thought I had 2 more weeks of a check, and now I'm fired today. Hold on. Oop. TJ Trauma says, I absolutely have to separate work life from home life, but I'm a trauma physician. Ooh, wow, wow. I need peace at home and a quiet mind. Yes, you do. I do love your thought process, dear. Thank you so much, TJ Trauma. And that is an intense job to be a trauma physician. Wow, you definitely need to make sure you're recharging yourself every day and fueling yourself up and keep staying hydrated. But I'm guessing you love your job. I'm guessing, let me read that again. Absolutely, I absolutely have to separate work life from home life. But um, and when what you're saying as being a trauma physician, yes, you may have to like tap into a different part of yourself to handle the trauma situations, but that doesn't mean that you definitely have to change who you are as a person when you're in that position. Like some people literally change their personality when they're into the work zone, and that's the part that I feel like is going to wear on them over time. You can still be a trauma physician, but still be yourself in a way. But I don't know. That's a really tough job. That's a very good point, though. I'm glad you said that. Damon says, "Yes, my last job did that to me and fired me, and I didn't get the other job." Oop, that's some real stuff right there. You better have your security. That's really rough. That happens so often to people. Like they're trying to do the right thing and be like, "Oh, 2 weeks notice. Thank you so much for letting me be here 2 weeks." But they're thinking, 2 weeks? You're gonna try to take something from our company in this 2 weeks. Now your loyalty has been cut. Now we got to get you out of here for company security. You know, like it's a liability to have somebody who's gonna be quitting in 2 weeks working for your company. It's a liability. I do the same thing for our own companies. If somebody asks me, I put the 2 weeks notice in. Mm-mm. They're out the door. They're out the door immediately. I may still pay them for that 2 weeks, but I need them out my company right away, same day, because the loyalty is gone. I'm not mad at them, but they no longer work for the company in 2 weeks, and so they can be taking trade secrets or stealing from the company or doing whatever they want to do. Their work is not going to be the same type of work. It could be more reckless, which is gonna reflect on me and my company. Like, it's just better to part ways right away. You know, it's just better that way at that point because it leaves you suspended in a way. You just don't know what's gonna happen. TJ Trauma says, right. I get what you're saying completely. Yeah, because it's like some people have like really hardcore job, like being a mortician. A mortician, that's tough, but they can still, if they really love being a mortician, then there's a way to still be themselves as they're at work, even though their job is so macaw. Is that the word, macaw? I don't know if that's the right word I'm trying to use. Even though their work is very traumatic, I'll say that. So you go with the trauma therapist, the trauma physician. Um, they can still bring themselves to that job if they're doing what they love to do. But if they're doing it for money, they're like, oh, I have to be a mortician because it's the only job I can find. Like I have to change myself just to be there and be able to process what I'm seeing. Then you probably need to find another job immediately because that's not a job that's for you. That's for your temperament or the way you see the world. It can be very damaging over time to keep on having to shut off yourself for long hours. People work 8-10 hours a day. Like, that's a lot of time to be somebody who's not you. Yo, it's Zero says, how would you describe your music in one sentence? Um, I would describe my music as free, freedom, music created freely from a liberated mind. Music created freely from a liberated mind. I do what I want to do in my music. It's my free space. I'm unapologetic about it. It's in its own realm. I love what I do. Music is my favorite thing to do. So it's it's just a free space. Like I don't. There's a reason I turned down all those record labels. Like I wanted to do what I want to do, and some people may not like it. They may think that it's just off or whatever they may feel, but it's from my soul. It's my therapy. Kayla says, "Hey friend, hey. TJ Trauma says, I don't understand why it's not mandatory process for employers to ensure there is zero retaliation when a 2 weeks notice is given. If someone has the respect to do so, their job should be ensured. I do agree with you. I do get that in a way, but I would only, like, I would pay the person for the 2 weeks. That's something I would think I would do to meet in the middle, because I don't want that person working for me. If they put a 2 weeks notice in, it depends on the reason too. It depends. If it's a reason because they're going on maternity leave, that's different. That means they're not going to a competing company. They're not like, or if they're just going to retire. That's different. They can stay the full 2 weeks and we'll have a big party for them when they leave. Depending on how their relationship is with the company. um, but but that's a different situation. But if they're leaving and transferring to another job, get out of here immediately. Like you're not about to like put my company in liability. It depends on why they're leaving. So I'll say that because I do agree that they should be, if they give a 2 week notice, they should be secured their check at least, because that's all they want. Like if they didn't have to work that 2 weeks and they got their check still, they're not gonna be mad. They're not gonna be like, oh, you fired me early, I have to go home the same day. They'll be like, okay, cool, I got my check, I'm good. Have a great life, you guys. Thank you. Peace. You know? But I can't have them in important meetings. When they're about to leave to another company. I'm eating pizza rice. Angel says, great response. Thank you, Angel. Devin says, here's a small loan of $1 million. Thank you, Devin. Please cash app it to me, please. Cash app Rock Mercury. TJ Trauma says, yeah, I truly didn't think about the different aspects. Yeah, it really depends on why they're leaving. I mean, if they were pregnant and they're leaving for maternity leave and they give me 2 weeks, I would probably, like, what I would do, like, especially if they've been with me for a while, I would still tell them to go home the same day. I would make sure they're paid for that 2 weeks, so they can, if they need to take maternity leave, then what's 2 weeks extra? Like, that's gonna be good for them. They'll be happy to go home early and to prepare for the baby they're having or take care of the whatever they're doing, whatever the situation is. They'll be happy to have 2 paid weeks off. So that's what I would do, depending on the employee. Brittany Lake says, your food be sounding good, lol. I just made this real quick. Brittany says, just wrote a grievance to go back to work after being sexually harassed. I can't say the word. Wow. Wow. First of all, I'm sorry that happened to you, because that's terrifying. And I don't know what a grievance is. You say you just wrote a grievance to go back. So you wrote a petition to go back? Like you asking them to take you back in? Hopefully the situation is resolved to where you won't be in a hazardous position anymore. Because that is like so scary. To be sexually harassed. Breezy Woo says, hey sweetheart, how you doing today, love? I'm doing so good, Breezy. Thank you for asking. Eating my final bite of pizza rice. Yo, it's Zero says, how do you feel with me describing your music as beautifully chaotic? I loved it. Thank you. Yeah, my music is, the thing is that, like, yeah, a lot of my songs are chaotic because I wrote them in, like, the most depressed, disturbed space I've been in my life, where I was being abused in a relationship, my ex-relationship, and I was trying to make my way out of it. So the music was very chaotic and heartbreaking in ways. But the new music, this new album's gonna be chaotic too, but the next album is hopefully in a more peaceful space that matches where I'm at right now. So that's why I said it's from the soul. Like, the only reason my music was chaotic, or has been thus far, is just because of where I was mentally and where I've been mentally. We'll see where it evolves. Brittany Lake says, yeah, it's Ford Motor Company. SULE. No, Brittany, I can't say that word because it's TikTok, they're trying to ban different words. But I see the word though. T Brown says, most people give 2 weeks notice so they can train someone for their job. I respect that too. It just depends on why they're leaving. If they're gonna train somebody, then, but they're not going to a competing company, I can handle that. It all depends on why they're leaving. People get very manipulative when they're about to leave somewhere because they're like, well, I won't be coming back here. Let me do what I want to do. Let me be reckless. And I just don't want that to happen to what I've worked hard for. But I do understand that. If they're doing it to literally train somebody else, I appreciate that. TJ Trauma says, I enjoyed your our short conversation. Brock, always nice to catch you on live. I gotta run. Talk soon. Thank you, TJ Trauma. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for being a trauma physicist. And yeah, I appreciate your contributions to today's live. Reza says, Rocky, how are you? I'm doing very well. Very well. Just drinking some juice. About to go on a beautiful walk. It's gorgeous outside right now, so I'm gonna shut this live down and I'm going to come back on here in a moment and go on a walk with you guys. So, final question I'll answer. Reza says, do you miss California? I'm from Los Angeles, born and raised in California. I'm in Houston, Texas right now. Do I miss California? California's a big place. Do I miss LA? No. I don't. Yeah, I'm really happy where I'm at. I'm very, very happy. I still have my house in LA, but I'm good. Like, I don't know when I'll go back to California. I don't know. I'm over it. It's a little bit too hectic there. I've been living my best life here, so not sure. So I don't really miss it. Maybe I will in the future, though. 223 Phoenix says, you be doing your thing, bro. Living your best life. Big ups. Thank you. I sure do. Angel says, see you soon. That's right. I'll be back in a second. Flock says, are you slime or 4KT? What does that even mean? I don't know what that means. I have no idea what that means. No idea. How do you find your meaning? I was born with my meaning. Like, there's somebody that was at the gym that was talking about, like, oh, they have to find their purpose and the purpose of life or living from this imaginary God or whatever that they worship. And they were trying to, like, use that as an example to be religious. And I'm like, I don't need religion to find a purpose for life. Like, we're alive because we're alive. Doesn't have to be a bigger picture. We can just enjoy what we're in, the moment we're in. It's not too deep, you know. Reza says, good for you. I lived around the Bay Area. So expensive to live. So expensive. Over here it's much more affordable, but in way nicer. Like, that's the biggest part. Like, besides the affordability, it's beautiful here. And I love the vibe. So, yeah, I'm happy. I'm not going anywhere. So, yep. But I may go on a road trip at some point just to go, like, to LA for a moment for work or something. We'll see. But I don't really want to. Flock says, have you ever felt lost at any point in your life? Yes, absolutely. Very much so. I mean, when I felt the most lost, I read a book called New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, and that helped to put things in perspective. But there's other books and other things that can help as well to put you in a space where you recognize the macro possibilities in my mental frame of life. So when you feel lost, you have to reconnect with yourself, and it's not an external thing, it's all internal. You have to go internally to find yourself when you're lost. It's nothing external you can do. So, alright, that's it for now. I'll be back to go live on my walk. Thank you so much, Rockers and Mercuryans, for rocking with Mercury. I'm gonna drink this juice as I go through the day. But I will see you all soon. Angel says, great author. Yeah, Eckhart Tolle is an amazing author. I like to read his. I like to hear him read his own books too. I've read it myself, but I like to hear him read. It makes me very like calmed. It helped me a lot. Like I was super stressed and depressed before that book, and I mean I've had stress and depressed moments afterwards, but like not nearly as bad as before I read that book. I've read it like 20 times, but it's a short book, but it's worth it. It's worth the read. Eckhart Tolle, New Earth, and then the other one is called um, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. That's great too. All right, Rockers and Mercuryans, have a beautiful day. I'll see some of you guys again in a moment when I go walking. Bye.